Just a great job. I thought we did a tremendous job today. Offensively, we faced a lot of different looks. We had, a thumber, we had up, we had down, we had a change-up heavy kid. I thought we just had quality at bats. Our plan was for Grace to go through one time through the lineup, depending on where that fell, who was going to go in. Lesson team came in and was pretty efficient. And then obviously I knew what was going on after the game, so I wanted Lefty to come in, A, to practice closing a game, but B, for her to have a special moment. She's, deserved it, as we all know here. So excited for her and excited for our program.
Trisha, I know you're big on practice, but what about getting a refocus button? Maybe you were done early last week, Friday,
Yeah.
and it seems like you had a few days off. Do you feel that benefited your team in that situation?
I do. I felt like they looked, when we practiced, I know particularly, you guys know I spent a lot of time in the bullpen. This one was throwing 70 in the bullpen this past yesterday, and I was like, oh, 4 days of rest, look what happens. So I think, that's a good reset button for us. Getting your tails beat in, I think, also gives you a good reset. So I think, we just talked about being psycho about softball right now. Let's really making sure that from a rest standpoint, a fueling standpoint, hydration, we're doing all the things from a recovery standpoint, because this weekend is going to be big, and really every weekend moving forward here is going to be huge for us.
That last game against Mizzou, 0 for 4 with runners, bases loaded. You punched it across today. Just how nice was that to see?
Yes, back to our normal selves. Yeah, I think we chased, honestly. Like, if you look at that game, we did not have focused at-bats. We did not have focused pitches. And so I think, it bites you in the butt. And we've talked about this. Anybody in the SEC can beat anybody. That team is really good. I know the record doesn't show it, but I think our team would tell you that team is fighting for their livelihood right now, and so their back's up against the wall, and they just did a tremendous job, and we did not. I mean, just straight up.
Talking about demand, kind of how does it feel to have, a freshman being your second, leading home run hitter this year? Kind of how does that speak to the offense and speak to hers?
Yeah, I just think she's special. I think she understands situations. She understands what her job is. I'm sure what she was trying to do is lift the ball to get it to score, some runs, get the ball on the green. She just is, I think we're blessed to have her, to be honest with you. I think she's going to be very special, and I can't wait to see what she looks like in her junior and senior year.
I know that Mac had a home run earlier in the game. Were you still surprised that they walked her to load the bases?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that we had talked to Coco about was the reason why we were putting her behind Mac is I think Coco was so dynamic that she can just find a plethora of ways to get on base. Those two defensive plays that she made early on in the game, I mean, let's put those on repeat. Super athletic. She's throwing midair. She's just dynamic. And really, I think our success has been because Coco's in that spot and is able to do a lot of different things. I mean, she was SEC Player of the Week this week. I think she hit 700. I don't know, Tyler. Yeah. I think she's just special. And so when our lineup, when you have 5 kids in a row that are really making it tough, that's why we put up a lot of cricket numbers. So Allie, obviously, with that grand slam was tremendous, but I think what set up that grand slam was Max, obviously intentional walk. And then how about Coco taking a walk in that situation? I mean, what she wants to do is hit, right? There's a lot of ducks on the pond, and she wants to break it open, and she was very smart, just kind of a senior about it, and made sure that she was getting the right pitch in order for us to do damage, and she didn't get it. And so then now it's like the next man up, and Allie did a great job.
The weekend series, senior night,
Yeah.
already the last home series, but also a big one, top 10. Just what do you think of when you think of Arkansas and then coming down this being the last weekend?
Yeah, I don't really think about this being our last weekend, and I don't want them to either. I want us to take it like it's another weekend. Let's go in there and go to work. I don't love the emotions of senior weekend. I think I say this every year. I want us to go in there and just kick butt, be who we are. I think Arkansas is very much like us. They have some juice in the middle of their lineup. They've got some speed at the top of their lineup. They've got some pitching. I mean, I just think that they find ways to win ball games. There's nothing that you look at them and you're like, oh, wow, there it is. I think they do a great job of, pieces of their lineup, understanding their roles and how they can contribute to wins.
Getting
Good.
Getting to see Emily get that golden ticket,
Yeah.
just what does that mean to you as a coach?
Yeah, I'm just proud of her, and her and I will talk after this year is over. But what this kid has done since I've gotten here is just tremendous. I've asked a lot of her. I've demanded a lot of her. She'll tell you that I am the hardest on her. I have a lot of opinions about her. And she has just risen to those challenges. Somebody that she's stuck with me for the rest of her life, but she's got good insides, and I love those insides, and, she will forever be stamped in my heart of somebody that helped build this program and make it where we are today. And, I talk a lot about this. I think the one thing I do talk about on senior weekend is what these seniors have done and their legacy they're leaving behind. And when you think about Texas A&M softball, you think about Coco Woolley and Emily Kennedy, two great Aggies that have stayed here for 4 years, really helped build this program, committed to this program maybe when things weren't, where they could have been, and they've helped build this, whatever this is, right? Whatever we're building right now, they've been instrumental in those pieces. So I think that's huge. That's their legacy.
I don't know how much you've been able to break down Arkansas, but they started 1-5 in league play. So what might have changed as far as they're concerned?
Yeah, so one of my things is I don't start prepping until I'm done. So, but I have looked. Yes, you know me, Cease.
Yes.
I think they just found their rhythm. Their pitching tidied up, to be honest with you. Their pitching, I felt like early on in the year, was, a little rough around the corners. And I think every SEC pitcher right now, if you look at their ERAs, it looks different. It's a very different year this year. I think we're all doing a much better job of calling the strike zone of the, and so then we're having to put balls over the plate, and you're seeing all these inflated ERAs, top to bottom. And so I think that takes a toll. I think, they have figured out kind of their rhythm of how their offense works, and I just think it takes time. So they had some big wins. Obviously, Florida, they beat Tennessee at Tennessee. I think South Carolina, and then this past weekend they were against Colorado State, right? I think 2 games, and then the last game got canceled. So, my money is always on us. I always think that if we go out and execute, I think we have a really, really good shot of winning a ball game. And I will say about our team is we never give up. We never die. And I think that's always just a quality that, equals winners, right? That's a winning attitude.
Going back to the record and kind of talking about of their 9 losses, 8 of them are in conference. Kind of how does that show the wear and tear of this conference, and what does that mean for y'all having played so many ranked opponents so far?
Yeah, I think this team has earned everything that they have received so far, and they will have to continue to earn everything that whatever that looks like moving forward. We've played one of the hardest, I think the hardest schedule moving forward, or as of right now, or one of the hardest. And this one right here has also pitched in every one of those hard games. And so to me, she's primed, ready to go. I think we are starting to move the needle in a good direction. I think this conference this year, and I've been a part of, the pack when we had Rachel Garcia, Faremo, Avello, Danielle Laurie. I could go on and on and on, Arizona, Oregon, it was amazing. But this year feels different. I think from top to bottom of lineups, top to bottom in the conference, it's hard. And so, but here's the great thing. Like, you can either go like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, this is hard. Or you could be like, this is making me better. When I get to postseason, there is nothing that you're going to throw at me that I have not done every single weekend. And so from a mental preparation, that's what my challenge, and she'll tell you that's been my message to her, is like, you are ready for this. There is nothing that are going to get thrown at you. We've played super regional contests every single weekend, and we found a way to win a lot of those games. Now you have to continue, right? Like, you can't let up. And so how bad do we want it? That's really what this looks like from here on out. How bad do we want it?
Any Sydney Peters update?
She started to make her arm go round, so we're moving in a good direction. Yeah.